Good. Good.
I've come to welcome you for a ride in our magic canoe. You know, if we were surrounded by trees and seated around a fire, I might be a little more comfortable with what I need to do. But we're not. So when Glenn spoke to me about coming and welcoming you, I was struggling. I came up on the stage, tried to practice, tried to follow the rhythm of what was happening, and I was struggling. So I started asking myself a question. How can I remove this struggling from the others, you in the room? Everyone here knows that we're here to enjoy a play. So, how do I make it real for you? The answer was, of course, I cannot. But you can. It's here. The Maori in New Zealand, they say that nothing is real until you sing it into existence. But this is not just the Maori. We have that belief with my people, the Pescadamokadi. This is our territory. These will be our songs, and you will meet our people. But there's a native thing in me that says you have to tell the story. The story I want to give you is about every second Sunday of August, we do what we call Indian Days. During Indian Days, we have tribal members do something special. And probably, I'd say around 30 years ago, I attended one of these events, and a very special tribal member came dressed in, I believe it was a wolf skin. He brought his child, who I believe also wore a wolf skin, and they reenacted something. The father danced, he sang, he played his drum, and he was showing his child how to do the hunt. This was real. So yes, it can be a play. You can say they were actors, but this is real. This is the education of the youth. And I was there. I saw the wolf. I heard the cries. I watched the child learning. And yes, the fire makes it magic. And yes, the native people in the circle made it happen. But the magic and the magic canoe, it's actually all around here. While I was struggling trying to put this together, I realized part of the problem was I was having difficulty with the activity in the room. So I had to go outside. And I've got to tell you, there's magic all through the air out there. It's beautiful. And the magic happens, and it's happening for me. But what I want to prepare you for is the magic that's about to happen to you. So don't be afraid to close your eyes. Don't be afraid to listen to the voice. Don't be afraid of where it's going to take you, because it's a beautiful place. And the artist that you're going to hear, our tribal member, he's going to do this the way he did it 30 years ago for his son. This is an honor. It's an honor for me to be here. It's an honor for me to say to you, welcome to my world.
Dwayne was Dwayne Tomah, no jail si bike nagat madak mi gog. Kamach no lead has elibetja yud bemkiskak. My name is Dwayne Tomah from the Passamaquoddy tribe. It's really an honor for me to be here with you today, to be able to share with you knowledge of our people. It's so important that the message that we send today is very simple. It's about our mother. Let me say that again. It's about our mother. Indigenous people have considered her as our mother. I want to take you down this road. I want to share with you what connects each and every one of us. You guys heard that sound. Let's listen to that sound one more time, because it connects each and every one of us. That is the sound that we first heard in our mother's womb. Let's think about that for a minute. That sound we all can connect with, each and every one of us. Society has a way of separating us. You'll notice what's happening to our mother, what's happening to the seagrass, what's happening to the winged creatures, what's happening to the four-legged, and what's happening to us, each and every one of us. We have stories that have been handed down for thousands of years. And we've got a lot of knowledge, intellectual knowledge, indigenous knowledge, when it comes down to sharing this knowledge about our mother. It's a relationship. It's not a resource. It's a relationship. And that is a relationship our people have been handed down for thousands of years. It's important that we all get in this canoe together, each and every one of us. It's so important. This oral knowledge that's been handed down for thousands of years, it's very important. We must band together and come together. Just like the eelgrass, when he throws those seeds, same thing. Let's throw the seeds to the people in their hearts. Let's start throwing seeds in people's hearts. Let's throw in seeds in people's minds. Just close your eyes just for a minute. Take that in for a second. Let's plant that seed in people's hearts. In their hearts. Because that's what connects each and every one of us. Is right here. Let's come from here when we start addressing our mother. Because that is so sacred to our people. And these stories, see the story here, I want to share with you. It's very sacred to our people. This story is a creation story. This is what this is about. It's becoming a species. It's becoming a species. Our people would take their arrow and they would take it out. And would take his bow and he shot it into the ash tree. And all of a sudden, our people started to emerge out of the ash tree. These stories have been handed down for thousands of years, many, many years, orally. And that's why we became. And here, Gluskab turning a man into a cedar tree. That transformation. These are stories. This is our story. But these stories you never heard about. But this is all part of who we are as indigenous people. So Gluskab is very sacred to our people. Very, very sacred. And it's an honor for me to be able to be here with you, to be able to share some of these stories and our responsibility to our mother. Let's come together. All of us. Look around. We must come together. Our mother is hurting. She's in pain. She's having a hard time breathing right now. We can make that change. Let's do it together. Let's do it. I know we can do it. We are very resilient people, especially now, with some uncertainty. But we can do this. All of us will stand together, side by side, to address issues concerning our mother and how we're affecting not only eelgrass, but everything. I just want to say, I've been really thinking about today when I was walking around here, the message that I wanted to bring to you today. And the message is to be kind. Let's be kind to one another. It doesn't matter. Let's just be kind. That's important. I sent that message to the children today. To be kind to our mother. And Gluskab is very sacred to our people. He predicted all these things that are happening today. He knew that we were going to be in trouble because the way things were going. And he's reminding us. And our mother is reminding us every day. She's got a lot to teach us. But we must listen and we must pay attention. She's going to teach us a lot. So I want to thank each and every one of you for having me here this evening to be able to share these stories of our people and our songs of our people. Because there are a lot of teachings in our songs and stories. So it's an honor for me to be here with you. Thank you.
Oi, mãe, tudo bem? Estou bem. Eu tenho notícias. Eu ganhei um emprego com Team Zostera. É muito legal. Eles pesquisam gramas marinhas. E eu vou ajudar. Eu vou mergulhar para a ciência. É muito legal. Estou muito animada. Mas agora eu tenho que desligar. Eu te ligo depois. Tchau. Te amo. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to tell you. I was just on a phone call with my mom. I was telling her about a really cool opportunity I have. I'm going to be diving for science with Team Zostera here in Maine. They study seagrass, and I have this opportunity to help them out. But for those of you who don't know me, I grew up loving sharks, and that was my marine science goal. So this is a little bit of a pivot for my family and my career pathway right now to go from sharks to seagrass. But how could I say no to diving for science for during the summer? Anyways, I wanted to say welcome everyone. Thank you to Chief Akagi and Dwayne Tomah for sharing those stories and bringing us into the dawn of new learning. And shout out to Kathleen Sullivan for housing me and also for her partnership through Freeport Climate Action Now. Yes. So I'm here to talk to you about spirit. The spirit to become neighborly with seagrass as an ecosystem and as a species. And you can call me spirit, because we all have the spirit to wonder and wander about nature. And your spirit tonight to learn more about your world, especially about seagrass, really leaves me awestruck. And I'm so excited to become seagrass with you all tonight. So there I was, waiting for my first day to go diving into seagrass. And I only knew of seagrass through name, through still photos, through images, through videos on a computer screen. They invited me to imagine meadows of green ribbon-like leaves just flowing back and forth in the water. They were cities underwater found here in Casco Bay, in the Gulf of Maine, internationally. And so I wanted to know more. I was waiting. And finally, the day came, my first day to go diving. And this is all my gear. And it's waiting for me to put on, and I wanted to get in the water, and I was ready to get in the water. And I get a chance to bring you with me I get to go into the water and bring you and show you this seagrass. So, it's much easier to see underwater with your scuba mask or your goggles. So if you all want to hold up your left hand like you're about to put on your goggles, trust me, seawater burns. So we're going to put them on, put on your sea goggles, and we're going to dive in 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. And that's seagrass. That's your neighbor. That's the spirit of your beaches. It's a home to so many creatures. And it's not a seaweed. It's like a land plant. It flowers and has seeds to reproduce. And it's been our neighbor for a very long time. I want you to imagine tiny little fish swimming through the leaves, being curious. I want you to imagine crabs scuttling along the sandy bottom. Big fish swimming, looming above the leaves, maybe looking for some food. They actually filter our water and make it cleaner and healthier for us all. They're plants, and so they produce oxygen for ocean life and for us to breathe. And what's even more, and they keep giving us more, is they can slow down storm waves. They can slow down that energy and also slow down the sediment from being lost with all those waves, so slowing down erosion. So seagrass meadows are quite important. And for your spirit's longevity here in Maine and everywhere else, we feel their loss. Their loss is a really big deal. Since the 1990s, we've lost about 50% of seagrass meadows on the US East Coast, 90% internationally. So we feel it. It's our spirit. And a lot of it is due to development, mooring and anchoring damage, disease, warming, development, and more. A few different things. And so we hear about carbon being a good thing, but then it's a building block of life, and then it's a bad thing if we have too much. But we need it, it's important. And so there's this duality of carbon. And to help us understand a little bit more about this role of potentially why we might be losing these seagrass meadows is someone called Carbon.
Good evening. I'm Carbon. Johnny Carbon. Love is the Gulf of Maine, struggling through climate change. The Gulf of Maine, I'm on fire. The Gulf's on fire. The Gulf of Maine is a burning ring of fire. pH is down, down, down. Acidification is higher. Down, down. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. I'm Carbon. I'm number 6. I gotta be sequestered or maybe fixed. CO2 is an acidifier, and I'm to blame for this ring of fire, ring of fire. Oh, Casco Bay is a burning ring of fire. pH is down, down. fire. Down the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. They suggested maybe we ought to do that again and have you guys sing along. What do you think? Give that a try? Hold on, the words are going to come for you. Love is a Gulf of Maine, struggling with climate change. Things are looking dire. The Gulf of Maine is a ring of fire. The Gulf's on fire. The Gulf of Maine is a burning ring of fire. pH is down, down, down. Acidification is higher. And what clams don't like the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I'm carbon, I'm number 6. Should be sequestered or maybe fixed. CO2 is an acidifier, and I'm to blame for this ring of fire, the ring of fire. Casco Bay is a burning ring of fire. Things get higher. Lobsters don't like this ring of fire. Bay's on fire. Bay's on fire. That, of course, is a parody of a song, popular song, written by Johnny Cash and June Carter, released in 1963, called The Ring of Fire. Let's talk about me. Carbon. It's everywhere. We need it. As you just heard, it's in you, it's in your family, it's in your dog, it's in your plants, it's in the ecosystem, it's in Zostera, for sure. Carbon is highly essential on this planet. It's a carbon-based life system that we have. And it's wonderful. It's in sugar. It's in carbohydrates, thus the name. It's in their fats. It's everywhere, molecularly. In fact, a 100-pound human being has 18 pounds of carbon. Who knew? So carbon being essential and everywhere, it gets liberated in different ways, most notably by burning, and whether that's burning fossil fuel or wood or whatever else, carbon comes out of there, and it's still carbon, but it's lonely. So carbon meets up with a nice, healthy oxygen molecule atom, but you get carbon monoxide. That in itself is dangerous, right? But you get 2 of these beautiful oxygen molecules, and you get this other beautiful molecule, carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide is absolutely essential. You're breathing it now, breathing it in. You're exuding it now. And we're all enjoying one another's carbon dioxide. And that's okay when it's in a balance. See, carbon, like our water, has a cycle. And so it comes and goes in different forms, as you know our water does, from the sky to the earth and to the waterways. Carbon has a similar path. And as evolution has happened here on our planet, it's found a balance that's important as it helps to drive and support our lives and all of what we are. The problem is too much. And lately we've been having too much. It accumulates in the sky, ends up emitted through all these burning and activities, gets up into the atmosphere. And we all have heard about how that creates a blanket of warmth that is kind of keeping us relatively cozy and warmer, but at an unnatural level. And so that warming has all kinds of consequences that we've heard about it. And we can call that climate change. Of course, the consequence there includes our atmospheric conditions, meteorologic events, and the settling of this carbon coming from the air onto our lands. And that's known as acid rain, of course. So the consequence of carbon in our waterways and on the land is also very dire. And you heard a little bit about that a moment ago, and you'll hear a little bit more about that. See that when the carbon comes down to get sequestered, that's a word you don't hear in a folk song. Come on, give me, why would I put that in there? Anyway, so it gets sequestered, it gets eaten up and stored. And there are creative ways that we can use that to find balance. And one of them is to propagate forests on land and marine communities of seagrass meadows in the waters. So that's a way for us to, intervene and try to return to balance of what we're doing. So remember that there's a human set of choices here in a human-dominated ecosystem in which we live, where if we're mindful of these consequences, maybe we can make choices and ameliorate some of them, try to minimize our carbon footprint, try to minimize the impact and the amount that's unnecessarily going where it shouldn't be, and so that we can take care of and honor our mother. That, my friends, is why we need a conscious revolution. I give you TC Revolution.
Yes, a revolution in the way we think, the way we act, and the way we connect with the world around us. This is what we need. This is what we're all seeking. And we're going through a time of immense change, a time that can feel chaotic and uncertain. Anyone feeling that here? Just a little bit? And it's also a time of incredible opportunity. Anyone also feeling that? Are we on the precipice of something? This time of incredible change where we can connect, we can contribute, and we can learn to heal. One of the ways that we have to heal our planet is to heal our relationship with it. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is through hands-on restoration of the vital ecosystems that sustain us. When we heal our local places, as we would heal our precious seagrass meadows, we heal ourselves. We create lasting community. We connect with one another. And we understand the power of healing our ecosystems and the power of healing ourselves. Imagine the power that we all experience of collective action. We all had some experience where you were in a collective action movement and what that means, how that changes your heart. Imagine the power of each seagrass seed planted, each piece of data collected, each conversation shared. Each of these small acts has momentum. It creates a powerful wave of change that transforms our communities and our world. This isn't just about saving seagrass. It's about recognizing its intrinsic value. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of all living beings. It's about understanding that a healthy coast means a healthier future for all of us. So what do you say? Are you ready? Are you really ready to join the conscious revolution? Are you ready? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, all right. Well, who better to share the conscious revolution than eelgrass or the Zostera marina itself? Now we're gonna learn about this amazing species that has incredible resilience, has been through so much change, and has restored itself over and over and over again. And really, in this moment, this crucial moment of unprecedented times, Zostera Marina needs our help. Zostera Marina has had a few tough years, maybe like most of us, except probably even harder. And we really need to show Zostera Marina the love. Now, Zostera Marina also has male and female parts and is feeling exceptionally full of fear and shy because of what's going on, that nonsense that's going on in DC. There's fear. And so we really need to show the love and the spirit to Zostera, to get Zostera to come out and share its beauty and knowledge with us. So will you join me in encouraging our shy Zostera Marina with chanting Zostera, 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 Zostera.
Whoa! You know, coral reefs typically get all the love. We don't really get much love, us seagrasses. Oh my gosh, so you really want to become a seagrass meadow? Come on, really? Okay. So if you're really psyched to do this, this is not for the faint of heart. This is something that's going to require each of us to let go and bring forth something that's no longer us, something that is transcendent. This is a powerful moment, as we heard earlier. But let me tell you a quick story about me. I'm ocean-born, and I have a story that goes back, about 67, 60, I think you guys use years. Is years your frame of reference? About 67 million years ago, about the time when the asteroid hit and the dinosaurs went, your fellow dinosaurs, that was about the time our ancestors started creating this amazing marine species that I've become. But the real story is about, I'd say, 300,000 years, right? Years, you say years? 300,000 years ago, I began as a refugia in a place you call Japan. In this area, on the other side of the Pacific, that's where I spent thousands and thousands of years until I migrated. Me and my species moved across the Pacific. From 300,000 years to about 200,000 years, we moved. We moved. And as we moved, we created more refugia on what is now your Aleutian coast. And then from there, we waited just until the time of the interglacial period of around 60,000 years ago. And we crossed the top of the Arctic in an interglacial period. And we came down to your backyard. We came down to an area that is right here, and we've created a refugia right now. In fact, about 5,000 years ago, as the glaciers, you had about a mile of ice above you around 5,000 years ago that was melting, and that sea level was way offshore, way offshore. As that sea level rose, I thought, yeah, this is nice. Let's move in. So we moved in. We moved in. We just moved. You're probably thinking, wait a second, you're a plant. How are you moving? Oh, we moved. And as we moved, we came here. Casco Bay has some of the most incredible seagrass habitat of anywhere in the Gulf of Maine. It's extraordinary. I think you call them the calendar islands, something like 365 islands, depending upon the high tide or low tide. All those islands have these incredible, gently sloping habitat off of these islands that are perfect. It's the best habitat for seagrass of anywhere in the Gulf of Maine. So that's 5,000 years ago when we established our time. But a key question was, you've heard the term seagrass or eelgrass. It's a misnomer. What you need to do is take that idea and just throw it away. I am not a grass. I'm an angiosperm. And you're probably thinking, what? And what's all this thing with you moving and traveling? Well, let me just go back to how important I am to some of the former navigators, the people who sailed the tall ships from this area, and some of these incredible maps. I think, in fact, here in this audience, you have one of your esteemed historians. And eelgrass speaks to this historian every now and again, and we've been looking to see if there's been any documentation of historic note of seagrass. The other day, she came into the seagrass meadow and she woke me up and she said, I found it! I found it! And I said, is this really a big deal? And she said, it's really a big deal. Oh, so I said, okay, show me. And she said, the map name, the largest draw for New England, New York, Long Island, Samuel Thornton, at the Signet, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, let's get right to it. Map creators, blah, 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 blah. Parent, the English fourth book, whatever, show me. Oh, okay, well, here's this beautiful map of 1716. It's a chart, of course, not a map. And as you look at New England, oh, here she was looking. She's like, okay, yep, there's Casco Bay. There we are. Oh, look at the White Hills. The White Hills, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, there we are. Very incredibly accurate. And, but over here, this is really what this other side of this chart is all about. Boston. Here's Boston, Boston Harbor, 1716, remember? And if you look at this chart, you don't see forests, you don't see sand dunes or tidal marshes. Tidal marshes, salt marshes would have been really important for people who had cattle, right? Wanting to graze cattle. No, none of it. This was not about showing ecosystems. It was about navigation. However, in this chart, right here, oh my gosh, is it really? Sheep Island, Hog Island, eelgrass, 3 feet at low water, me! They're showing me! With no other plants, no other trees, no other anything. I'm alive! I've been seen. Right there. So, that gives me a little bit of love. And with this love, I'm going to tell you a bit of a love story. You're probably thinking, well, wait a second, what's up with that whole migration thing, the whole like 300,000 years moving all over? So, I reproduced asexually and sexually. Yeah, you want to come in? Here we go. Let's get down with some sexual reproduction. All right, so we call these, actually you call these, you botanists out there, call these stages of flowering, or I think there's a big term called phenology, stages of flowering, seed development, and this really important key stage, the stage of when the seeds come to life. Because I'm not a grass, I'm what? Angiosperm! Woo! So as an angiosperm, I flower. And boy, do I flower. And this is what I look like. I have these incredible photosynthetically active blades, and then for some reason that only I know, that you scientists haven't been able to figure out, I transform into a reproductive shoot. And as I do, I have these things called rhipidiums. And on the rhipidiums, I have spathes. And in my spathes, I have seeds. But it doesn't just begin as seeds. It begins with male and female parts on the same spathe. Take that, US federal government, on the same spathe. Yeah, right there. This is what it looks like. You've heard of braiding sweetgrass? This is braiding eelgrass. This is the male and female parts together, and right now, this is happening here in Casco Bay. That's stage 0, as you scientists out there call it. And then stage 1 is when the female parts, the pistils, they reach their incredible pistils out, and you can see it just like this. The female part reaches out. What's it reaching for? Pollen. Nice, floating, very, very, very tiny pollen that my female parts just love. And then as that female part pollinates, it bends back, and you can see it right there. It bends back. That is officially stage 2. And then after it bends back, it begins to pollinate. Then the male part says, poof, and it shoots out pollen. Not to pollinate the female part right next to it. No, that's already been done. This is to pollinate the other thing. So on a single spathe, you've got both male and female parts working simultaneously. It's incredible. Stage 4 is when that female pistil that has been pollinated, thank you, becomes swollen with love. And in that love, there's these beautiful seeds begin to form. In those seeds forming, you can see these striations. Those striations are so incredible because they are literally, they don't just pop. It's not like peas. We give birth to our seeds. And they're just absolutely epic when you see them in the field. That's what they look like. They are gorgeous. I've seen a few of you divers. You guys like tattoos. Uh-huh. Can't you see one of these? Well, this is what the whole thing looks like. This is my sexual reproduction, male and female parts, working madness right offshore here. And it happens over about a 30-day period. And what's so important is that some of you people are actually paying attention to this. You're actually trying to understand it and learn about it because you care about bringing me back. As was described, Casco Bay's lost about, 55–60% of moi. So it's time to bring it back. And there's this incredible group out there called Team Zostera. They've been doing really remarkable work with a whole lot of other partners like the Friends of Casco Bay Estuary Partnership, Manamet Fisheries, Maine Department of Environmental Protection, EPA Region 1, absolutely critical. We come together. But Team Zostera also takes it a bit further. It's about Indigenous wisdom and Western wisdom. It's about seeing things through the eyes of artists. It's about seeing things through the eyes of incredible creators. There's Posey Moulton and the amazing Pinkies, and God bless all of you who brought the Pinkies to Freeport. Woo! Posey Moulton has a really great relationship with Seagrass now. She just wrote me. She just landed in the Azores, and she sends her love to everyone. She really wished she could be here. This is all Posey. Absolutely amazing. So this is a story of you. This is where we now begin to flip the narrative and think about you. So it's no longer about sitting and watching these incredible performers play. This is about you. But before we get there, Team Zostera, with those other partners, They've actually just begun the first successful seed-based restoration using that seed, collecting it just the right time, planting it a month ago. This is what they found. Absolutely incredible. 3 days ago, those little shoots, now your babies are cute. Don't get me wrong. I've seen your babies. They swim around in my meadows. I get it. But come on. Look at these guys. 3 days ago, this is what they look like. This is our teenagers. This is our ones trying to gather, play, understanding where they're going, how they're swaying. These are young, germinated seeds collected by Team Zostera. So this is what Team Zostera is aspiring to do, and this is what they believe they can do with all of you. But we need you to transform and to create this sense of love and become a seagrass meadow. So look at all the different species. Be thinking about these different species because you're about to become one. There's a whole lot of different species in the seagrass meadow that depends on the seagrass meadow. And let's go for a little dive. Let's get you excited. Let's get you thinking about moving down into the seagrass meadow. This is Team Zostera saying, let's do it. Let's become a seagrass meadow. What do you think? Woo! Okay. You guys ready? Are you ready? Everybody lean down under your pews and find your species that you're about to become. Read the species that you become and talk to each other. Introduce each other. Say, hey, I'm a horseshoe crab. What's your name? So get to know each other because you're about to become a seagrass meadow. Yeah. Beautiful. Nice. Nice. Woo! You guys ready? Okay, so becoming another species is not super easy, right? We need help. We all need some sort of instruction. We need some sort of guidance. So you're about to become another species, and so we thought, what better way to begin this by giving you some bust a move, some dancing, a sense of what does it mean to actually become a seagrass meadow, because we're about to do a sacred dance. And in that sacred dance, there'll be a moment that you're asked to become, not just think about, not just write a story or a poem, because that's all really, really good. But this time, we're asking you to become another species. So to do that, we're going to have an amazing experience right now of getting you ready. And it's going to begin with understanding the language that has been echoing through the hills since time immemorial. Into having that sense of the language. Yes, you'll see and you'll hear the English, and yes, you'll see and hear the Latin, but the Passamaquoddy, the Algonquian-rooted language. So we're going to ask each of you, as we call your name, as we call your species, summon up that courage to stand up. And we're going to have one of our esteemed species to give you a guided move. And we're going to ask each of those species to try to mimic that move. All right? There's no judgment. This is just pure fun. Okay, you feeling good? You okay with this? Yeah. Woo! do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the sandworm. Sandworm, stand up. Sandworm.
Miss Sally got.
Miss Shirley Cott.
Miss Sally got.
Miss Shirley Cott.
American lobster.
Zog.
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 Lobsters, lobsters.
Zog.
Stand up.
Zog.
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 Woohoo! European green crabs. Come on, get on up.
Stop
European green crabs.
Stop.
Nimji new sassy.
Nimju sassy.
Stop nutchasy.
Stop nimjusy.
Nimji new sassy.
Nimjinu sassy.
Stock winjasy.
Stop winjusy.
Nimji new sassy.
Nimjinu sassy.
Atlantic horseshoe crabs. It's your moment. Come on now.
Wegas is sweet.
Wegashui.
Nimji new sassy.
Nimjinu sassy.
Wegas sweet.
Wegashui.
Nimji new sassy.
Nimjinu sassy.
Encrusting bryozoan. Come on, encrusting bryozoans. Get up. Feeling it.
Majigan.
Majigan.
I don't know what that
The winter flounder. Come on, flounders.
Onaguas.
Arlegrass.
Onaguas.
Arlegrass.
Onaguas.
Arlegrass.
Onaguas.
Arlegrass.
The osprey.
Izemaguas.
Izenegrass.
Izemaguas.
Izenegrass.
Izemaguas.
Izenegrass.
Izemaguas.
Izenegrass.
The great and honorable blue heron.
Gus.
Come on, blue heron.
Gus. 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 Gus.
Woo! Snowy egret. Come on, you egrets.
Wasp. 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 Wasp.
What?
Wasp. Wasp.
Forbes Sea Star.
Bersesame. Bersesame. Bersesame.
Blue mussel.
Gwenessa Keegan. Gwenessa Keegan. Gwenessa Keegan.
And eelgrass. Come on, get up, eelgrass. Come on, y'all. Everybody, come on. comes a current. Low tide, low tide, low tide, low tide. We got low tide, low tide, high tide, high tide, high tide, high tide. Woo! I think you're ready. I think you're ready. You ready? Okay, that was just the warm-up. Now, this is the moment. We began with sacred ceremony. We're going to end with sacred ceremony. And in this sacred ceremony, we're going to begin, and we'll hear the story about this, but we'll begin hand in hand, moving through in this sacred tradition. And you'll follow the dawn of new learning, who'll be guiding us with the heartbeat. And in that heartbeat, he's going to transform you into your species. So when we move through together, as we walk hand in hand with this drumbeat, there'll be a moment as we follow Dwayne that you will become your species. Are you ready?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have transformed you into seagrass. Gluskub took his arrow. And he shot it into the crowd. All of a sudden, everybody became their species. They all became seagrass. And I ask you today to be able to stand. Those of you that can take part in this ceremony, we're going to do this ceremony because we're all going to lock arms together, just like the ecosystem. We're all going to become one. We're all going to become one together as seagrass. So please join me in this Oldakawagan of coming together and bringing all of our species together and celebrating. So I ask you to come, to join me on this sacred ceremony. Join us, just lock hands with us, because we're going to all do this together, because we're all in this together. This is called an Oldakawagan. This is a ceremony that brings us all together. We are all together as one. We are all seagrass. And today we are coming together as one people and taking care of our mother. That is our sacred responsibility, to take care of our mother. And that is the reason why we are here today, to be able to take care of our mother. Hang right on, yeah? Just hang right on. We got it. Yone-ha. This is what makes us all complete right here, folks. Hanging on to one another, side by side, embracing each other, getting to know each other, celebrating with one another, taking care of our mother. Let us honor our mother. That's why we are here, folks, to honor our mother, our sacred mother. She's struggling, but we're here to protect her. We are here to protect our mother. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Team Zostera, we want to thank you all for being here.
Wait. We're going to become the species.
And
right
we're
now.
also going to become the species today. So I'm sorry, I'm going off script. We are becoming the species today. Sorry.
Here it is.
Woo!
Go.
Yes, yes.
This is the moment. Whatever species you are, be it.
Yes.
Transform.
Transform.
You are already. Woo! Nice, cute callback, young lady. Woo! Yeah, come on, be that species. Transform.
Yeah.
Well, you have a great Mainer here named Heather Cox Richardson. She wrote today, about 63 years ago, Lyndon Baines Johnson referred to this as the Great Society. Today, 63 years later, we're the great transforming species. So there, let's do it. Come on, one more time. Let's become that other species. Woo! Woo! All right, this is a stormy night, so for all of you who came out, we are so deeply appreciative. And thank you to all the cast and crew, Dwayne, Chief, and the tech people. Woo! Give it up, tech people. Come on, stand up, stand up. Woo! Incredible. So there's a lot more work to be done, but you've now just transformed. All of you who have become something else. Take that with you. Hold that with you. You've just enacted a sacred ritual. You've blended Western thinking with indigenous ways of knowing. Take that with you. What you do with it is up to you. But know you have it. That's our gift. So, Dwayne, thank you. Woo!
And one more gift for our fierce leader who designed this play and brought us all together.
Yes. Woo! Incredible. Yes. Amazing.
Do that again. Right there, brother.
Odakawagan.
Odakawagan.
Well, thank you. Join us in Seagrass restoration. Dude.
I'm gonna go man the desk in case we get things.
Did you have fun? Did you have fun? Oh,
Great. Ended up on the subway grate. R-A-T-E.
I'm glad you're here.
Oh, is that right?
Great night, everyone. Stay dry.
Today it might have.